Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Well, Stampin' Up has launched their mini catalog, the September to December 2024. Lots of pretty stuff in here. I'm just really excited about a lot of the products that's in there. Fall is my favorite season, so the fall products certainly do not disappoint me at all. If you are in need of a catalog, please send me an email and I'll be happy to mail one to you. The cards that I'm going to make in this video, I'm not going to show you the finished product until the end. I'm going to surprise you as I build the two cards. We're going to be using the More Than Autumn stamp and die set. This has been so much fun. I've been practicing with my coloring. And the perennial postage die, I actually forgot all about it, but I'm using the little square. I think it's 1.5. Yeah, about 1.5 by 1.5. And this is new. This is in the, I think it's in the mini catalog. Here's another big embossing folder, the Forever Plaid. This has been a lot of fun, more so. Hard to believe, but more so than the other dotted circle 3D that is just as large. You can get a lot of cards made out of this embossing folder. It's just been so much fun. And then of course I'm using the 24 to 26 in color DSP on the two cards. So let me move these out of the way. Get all the stuff we need for the first card. This is a little different for me because I usually have a card right here that's going to show you what it's supposed to look like, but I'm going to change it up. We need some stamps and some ink pads. All right, we'll start with this and see where it goes. All right, so with the DSP, the way I cut it, there is an extra piece, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for my envelope. The card base, and all of this is going to be posted on my blog, all the colors and the measurements, so you can just sit back and enjoy the assembly of this beautiful card. It's more cutesy. I'd say cutesy card. Misty Moonlight, the in color. This little basic white is going to actually be the inside of the card. The other Misty Moonlight is the outside part. I went on and scored and burnished it just to get it ready. And this piece is embossed in that Forever Plaid in Calypso Coral. And then I have put these over here. 3 basic white that I went on and die cut ahead of time of the postage die, and then 2 strips to stamp the sentiment in Peach Pie. This basic white is what I'm going to use to stamp my image before we start coloring. So what I want to do, I think, let's try assembling part of the card, because I am going to be working with little pieces and I don't want any of the pieces to get lost during this. So let's do the envelope first. And all my Stamp and Seal customers, this goes out to you. I'm going to start using this for my envelopes. You might have me convinced for envelopes. I don't know about the whole thing, but for envelopes, I think you can convince me to start using Stamp and Seal. So since I have such a large piece, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole flap. Just take it to the end, twist off so they don't have stringy tape like that is stringy. It's still good if you just don't really like it, but it still works. And then since it's such a large piece, I'll have plenty of room. Ooh, wait a minute. Just below, I'll get my head in the camera, just below where the flap folds. And then trim off the excess using your non-ribbon snips. Well, I ordered my pre-order. As a demonstrator, you get to pre-order all of this. And I was late. I had other things going on. And so my boxes are just showing up, and I'm so excited. My poor FedEx guy wasn't sure what was happening. All right, so there's my envelope. Put that off to the side. Let's get part of the basic done. Now, this is the outside front part of the card. And the way it's going to be assembled with this flap is going to go adhere, if I can pick it up, adhere it to the DSP. So it's like that. And that's okay that it's hanging over. So for this particular card, I don't want it centered. I want it off to the side, just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place. Should be using my bone folder. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere this whole piece to the base. Just makes it easier. And I may end up cutting this part. I'll just have to see when I line it up on the Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to use my glass mat grid. I think that will work. And see, that comes down over and it kind of blends in. So I am not going to trim it off, but if you don't like it that way, you can trim it off when you make this card. And I hope you make this card. This has been a fun one. All right, so this is the inside. And if you flip that over, you can tell there's plenty of room spacing. So you just want to bring it down and just kind of eyeball it right in there. I'm not quite sure what sentiment I'm going to put in there. I might just do a note. Just not really sure yet. But I was having fun playing with this, and I thought, oh, I got to make another one. And I did. All right, so there's that. So far, nice fun fold. Not too difficult at all. All right, so this piece is the Calypso Coral that is embossed with that Forever Plaid, but it was a little, didn't do anything for me really. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. Let me get a piece of paper here. I'm going to use my dark Calypso Coral, and I'm going to use the, I guess it's the brush side, not the nub side. I just moved the lamp. I hope that make you dizzy. And if you can tell in the camera, there's, look at the lines that are, I'm going to say fatter, wider. Those are the ones that I want to color. Okay. So keeping my blend brush almost flat like this, I'm going to go straight across. I might get a little bit in the other parts, the thinner lines, and that's okay because it's the look. So I'll just go flat and go straight across. Real light. I'm not pressing real hard at all. I'm going to go over there a little bit more. See how that is? So I want to do that on the other side. Now, you don't have to do this. I just wanted it to pop. To me, it wasn't popping enough when I put all these colors together. Now, see, I just went, my tip colored that area, and it's going to look just fine. So if you end up using this technique, don't stress if it's not perfect, because it's not supposed to be. If you look at the lines of the actual embossing folder, the lines are not straight across. So this is what it looks like. I should have had the before and after. So there's that. Big difference. Actually, let me get this. This one is from the other card, so that look, and then that. Big difference, I think. Hopefully you'll like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down straight. Yeah, that's what I wanna do. And then we'll do some stamping and some coloring. Let's do it this way, that might be better. Can lay it flat. There we go. Oops. Well, that piece, I have to glue that part down. Just bent it a little bit. That's okay. I'm not gonna say, won't tell anybody. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now we're done with that. So now we're gonna do some stamping. And for this we need, let's start with the black memento. Since I'm gonna be coloring using alcohol blends, I definitely want to use the memento and stamp. So I'm going to use the donut that is right here. The donut with some sprinkles. Oh, I need my piercing mats. Let's do my grid. I don't really need my grid for right there, but I don't want to stamp on my pad. All right, so I need 3 of them. So I'm going to stamp 3 times. Sorry, making the noise. Ooh, that's going to be close, but that's okay. Get it to work. And we're done with the donut. Yes, we are done with the donut. And let's stamp. I know I need one of the words. Some of this stuff I already have done ahead of time. I need Cajun Craze, and I need the words love you more than. Right there, and just center it. That looks about right. There we go. Isn't it nice when it works out? All right, I need that on the other. And then I already have, this one says donuts, and I already stamped it ahead of time and trimmed it. So we're done stamping. And all I did on the sentiment is just cut at an angle, just to trim it up. And I will put dimensionals on this one right when we are ready to assemble, because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it. So we're done with that. Now we get to color. This is the fun part. I'm going to color. I'll do all 3. I think I can do it fast enough. So the donut part itself, I used the number 500. If you've got the, what is it, the naturals, I think is what they're called. I did that, just the donut. It's so small that you don't really need to use a light and dark color. I mean, there's just hardly anything there, but if you want to, you know, feel free to get a darker color to accent, but it's just such a thin line that I'm not sure it will make a big difference. Now I went past, you can tell I didn't color in the lines, and that's okay because it's going to be die cut. Plus this is not the one we're going to actually use. I have those done. I didn't think you wanted to watch me die cut. I thought it was more important to see how I did the coloring. If you're new to coloring, I am by no means an artist when it comes to this, but it's just so much fun. All right, that's got a little sloppy, but that's okay. I'm all right with it. All right, so one donut, I'm going to use light peach and light pumpkin pie. So the light peach pie is of a lighter color, so I decided to go ahead and just color, again, using that brush side very lightly. Just because it's a larger area, I can just go around. Oh, I just see I missed a little bit of the other color. And I'm not too worried about, you know, making sure I get every little piece covered. It doesn't matter, because you want some light to reflect off the image, right? So it does not need to be colored perfect. I'm going to throw you off. I'm going to pull that back in because I forgot about these colors, right? Part of the donut showing right in there. And you know, I'm not sure on those pieces I cut out before the video if I colored it. All right, so that was a light peach. So I'm going to go with the, what would I say? Light pumpkin pie, and just on the edge, the outer, and just kind of, I don't know, just kind of going back and forth just to get that. And then I will go back, finish it off with the light again, just to make sure that the pumpkin pie blends in really nice. And you can see a little bit of the darkness on the edge. All right, so that's the one. And let's do the middle one. It will be a light and dark crumb cake. So same thing, I'm gonna start out with a light, and I just color it in. I'm going a little bit faster than what I would typically do just because of the filming, but we'll be okay. Just take your time if you're new to this. And I'm sure you can tell there's a lot of white. Don't worry about making sure you fill everything in. And then I just go around the edge. Just kind of go back and forth. And I am not pressing hard at all. If you press hard with these brush side, you'll end up ruining the tip, which I've got several like that, I've learned. You just go really soft. If you're squeaking, personally, I think you're pressing too hard. All right, so the next donut is the light Pretty in Pink and the light Calypso Coral. I think this turned out really pretty. It might be my favorite one of the donuts. So same thing, just going around, just coloring it in. I don't color adult books. I don't use that. I don't know why I should, because I really enjoy doing this. And then I'm going to go with the Calypso. And you can tell I've used this in class. So it's been well loved. I probably need to order another one at some point. It still works, but it's a little harder to control, I think, when it's like that. All right, there's that. So we are done coloring. I apologize if I went too fast for you, but I didn't want to have a super long video. So I went on and I die cut the donuts. Oh, I did do the inside. I need to make sure I did that. And I used dimensionals and attached them to the postage. So I'll do that. So now we are ready to assemble the card. Are you having fun watching? All right, so let's put this one in the middle. I'm just going to do that one right there. I'm going to do it flat. You guys know my thing about number of dimensionals. And I'm going to put a nice amount of glue because, again, the embossing folder has a lot of ridges and you want to make sure that this does not fall off. So I think that's about the middle. We're going to say that that's about the middle. And glue that down. Nice press. And then the top one, I'm going to stagger it. Ooh, I want to do half. Ooh, almost forgot what I was going to do. Yeah, it might be a little bit more than half, but that's okay. I'm going to stagger it about right there. Make sure. Yep, no glue. Glue that down. And then the same thing with this. I'm going to stagger it right there. So that is, let's see, I want on this side. Right there. Need to make sure I'm gluing the right side. And I'll go in just a little bit. There we go, I think. I think that will work. Let me lift it up. Yes, that's good. All right, so this one's already done. So this I need to put dimensionals. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to put it about right there. So I need two, let me do 2 little dimensionals. I think will work. So I want it to hang over. What do you think? You like it? It's a little different, isn't it? I really like it. It was fun. All right, I think right there will work. And then I already got dimensionals on this. Peel those off. And I'll put it right there. I need to make sure this point doesn't go over the card. There we go. Card number 1. I think it's super cute. Very different. I like it. You need to let me know in comments if you like it. All right, let's do the second one. Put that right there. Okay. Get all the stuff for the second one. These are extra. Stamps. Again, some things I went ahead of time, but I want to show you the techniques so that you can easily duplicate it. All right. Extra piece again, so that's for my envelope. Same colors I'm using, the Misty Moonlight card, DSP from the New in Colors. That's the inside. And the Misty Moonlight, Calypso Coral. And this time I used Basic Beige instead of the Basic White postage. And then this piece is what we're going to use to stamp the images. So let's go ahead and partially assemble so we can get things out of the way like I did before. I think that worked out well. It did for me. And we're going to use this side just to change it up since we used the circles on the first card. So get the envelope. Not quite sure which one I like the best. You'll have to tell me when I'm done with this. I liked them both, probably about the same, but for different reasons. And I'll tell you when I'm done with the reasons. If you don't know things about me, I like things that are just different. I just have fun with it. Get my snips, snip away. Oops, didn't do that very good. There we go. I'm telling you, when you're filming, it's just so funny, the mistakes you make that you don't typically make. I was like, I know how to cut this, but I'm cutting into the envelope. All right, I think we're done with that. I'm gonna put that over there. All right, there's the envelope. Let's, again, I'm not going to put a sentiment because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. Now this particular one, I definitely want to put it in the middle. So let me go ahead and I'll put some glue on that little flap. I think that the measurement was 3/8. It was a little different. And line it up. Bring it down. I think that's about the middle. Doesn't have to be exact, but just the layout of this card to me, I wanted to make sure it was in the middle. All right, now I'm going to attach it, and I may have to cut that off, but I'm not worried about it. I'll cut it when I'm completely done with the card because I may change my mind and decide to leave it. But we'll see. All right. Get my grid and do my best to line it up. There we go. Yep. All right, let's do the inside and get rid of that piece. And same measurement, let's make sure. Always double check before I glue down. You just never know. You think everything is cut to the measurements. you thought you measured to and make a mistake. So I just got in the habit of double checking before I glue. All right, yes, I'm definitely gonna have to trim that off. I'm gonna do the same thing with the Cajun Craze with the lines, but since I have one already, I'm gonna switch it out. I think you guys got the idea of how to do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim this first so that I don't glue it, glue the Calypso Coral too far down. There we go. And then just center that. Make sure you put enough glue. You know, there's a lot of crevices in there, and you want to make sure that it sticks. Oops. So, line it up. There we go. Oh, that was pretty easy. There's that. Now let's do some stamping. I already, ahead of time, before filming, I stamped the Love You More and put the dimensionals. And I stamped Pumpkin Pie this time. And I went on and added that. So that's ready to go. And let me get my piercing mat. I'm just gonna, you'll need 3. It's the Pumpkin Pie, and I'm just going to stamp one, show you how to color it. I have the other ones ready that I did before filming, but I just feel like I need to show you how I colored it. You may not be interested. You can always fast forward, I guess, but I feel like I would like to show you that you would be interested in knowing how I did it. All right, so let that dry. So here are the 3 pumpkin pie pieces that I colored. And this white is the Cool Whip, because you know you gotta have Cool Whip on the pumpkin pie. And these are teeny tiny little pieces. So if you end up cutting them out, don't lose them. They're very, very small. All right, so what I did, let's go back to the coloring. I think that's dried and then I'll be okay. I used for the pie crust, I used, what did I use? I used pecan pie, light pecan pie, and light copper clay. And then for the pumpkin part, I used the light and the dark pumpkin pie. So I started out, let's see if I remember how I did this. Started out with the light pecan pie. I hope I said that right in the beginning. And since this is such a small area, I'm going to use the nub part. Okay, and I'm just going to color it in. Not perfect. You'll see some white. And just take the line, and then the what color? Light copper clay, the nub part. The pumpkin pie has some lines in there, and I just went over it to help darken it, and then on the edge, like a crispy pie crust. And just took it down just a little bit. Didn't even go all the way. And then I go back with the pecan pie. Oops, I want the nub side. So I say pecan pie, or pecan, and I don't know what the other one is. But I'm from the north. So I say pecan. Pecan, that's the other one. My husband says I say it wrong. All right, there we go. And now we want the light and dark pumpkin pie. And I'm going to use the brush and just kind of go around the edge. And then take the dark and do the edges. Take it down. And then go back with the light and blend it all in. There we go. There we go. Pretty simple, right? If you've never done this, just practice. Just like when we learned how to color, we had to practice to stay in the lines and all that. It's no different than when you're using the alcohol blends. And they're just a lot of fun. I guess going back to my childhood. All right, so for this one, the other card, we opened it up this way. This card, I'm going to change it up, and it's going to open up this way. So I'm going to do the same thing, put this in the middle. And I staggered the pumpkin pies. They're not straight across. They're angled. Just to kind of change it up. I don't like things that are just perfectly straight all the time. My rebellion, I don't know what it is. I always do that. So find the middle, give or take, and then press down. Make sure you get it in those crevices. You can use dimensionals. Pop these up if you like. I started to put a ribbon, and I decided not to. Then I was going to put embellishments, and I thought, well, I might send this. Well, I can't say who I'm going to send it to, but because my kids might be watching. But I thought this would make a great guide card. You know, it's no florals and all that. So I decided not to put it on there. I actually had the, I think it was linen thread is what I used. And just at the last minute decided not to add it. So push that down. I might have to add a little bit more glue. I think that's down. There we go. All right, so now we need to add the sentiments, and I'm going to put it there. Love you more. I do like pumpkin pie. My husband loves pecan pie, or he'll say pecan pie. Line that up. I think that looks good. Is that line? Yep, that looks good. And then love you more than pumpkin pie. Here we go. I think this is so cute. I'm pleased with it. Super fun. I love when fun folds come together. All right, here's card number 2. Exact same layout, design, if you will, but just shown differently. Different images. So this one opens up this way, and then this one opens up this way. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll have all the information posted on my blog. You just check my blog out. And then for the assembly and the coloring and all that, just go to this video, and it'll walk you through. So let me know which one you like. I certainly love your opinion. I love the donut part on this card, but I really like how this one opens up. It's just very different. It's a non-traditional card, and I think that's what appeals to me. But I just like the donuts. It's just something a little different. So, well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you're having fun watching my videos, I'm having fun doing them. I'm getting more and more comfortable with them. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and happy stamping to you all. Take care.